The movie begins with a sonogram of two twin babies. It seems totally normal, but suddenly one of the babies gets more aggressive and it turns into a nightmare. We now go into the present, and are introduced to Maria. We see her getting ready for high school in front of a mirror. Maria is 17 years old and has a pretty normal life. Although she goes to school and has parents, it's far from perfect. Her life is very cold and isolating. Maria comes down for breakfast and her family eats in silence. Nobody is talking and it's very tense. Maria then leaves her house to go to school. As soon as she leaves her home, Maria lights up a cigarette and is met by one other female student. This student is very rude to Maria, but she has already gotten used to it. In school, she is basically an outcast and nobody cares for her. When Maria gets on the bus to school, immediately she starts to get bullied by the students. They don't want to spend any time with her, and are cruel for seemingly no reason. She actually has one friend, well, they are barely friends. Maria often spends time with a girl called Lily. She is very cold towards Maria and she mostly just uses her. Maria often spends time alone in school. She just puts on her headphones and listens to music. And she is also very jealous of Lily. Lily is pretty popular in school, and also she has a boyfriend. This guy is called Sean, and Maria secretly has a crush on him. Maria has a hard time seeing Lily jump all over Sean, and she is very jealous. When Maria goes back home, she has to endure another dinner with her parents. She is often very quiet and reserved at home, as she doesn't feel comfortable with them. Her father Dan is rather distant and spends a lot of time doing his own work. He is a plastic surgeon and is very particular about everything. He expects everything to be perfect, which puts a lot of pressure on Maria. On the other hand, her mother Amy is very mentally unstable. She has nightmares all the time and has depression as well. Another important detail is that Dan is constantly cheating on his wife. And while everybody knows it, Amy likes to pretend isn't happening. And all in all, a very unstable household. Now at dinner, Maria has to listen to her mother talk about her friends and plans. Amy is trying to help her daughter and wants to set her up with a boy. She thinks that Maria could use some friends. Also, prom is coming up, so she needs a date. Maria is really against this idea, and she tells her mother to stop. Her father Dan starts to get involved as well, and Maria just feels cornered and isolated. Eventually, Maria can't hold her anger in anymore. She snaps at her mother and leaves the dinner table. Dan is also very worried about his daughter, but not because he cares, but because she is an embarrassment. He talks about her having no friends and no social life, and how she is going nowhere in life. Maria hears all of this and is now even more upset. She goes up to her room and just looks at herself in the mirror. Soon enough, she notices something in the frame. What she finds is quite surprising to her. She finds an old sonogram. This sonogram shows a pair of twins. Maria doesn't know what to make of this, so she ignores it. She then goes to the bathroom, and she spends some time alone after the shower. Maria gets an unpleasant surprise when her own reflection moves on its own. She is totally scared and falls on the ground. Maria hides behind the toilet before again going to inspect the mirror. Her reflection really is moving on its own. Maria is frightened and tries to see if it's just in her head. She wipes away the mirror and sees her own reflection smiling at her. Maria is totally scared and leaves the bathroom. The following morning, she is still upset and wants to get some help and advice from her parents. She goes downstairs and tries to talk with her dad while her mom prepares breakfast. Maria doesn't get a word in before her father Dan interrupts her. He doesn't even listen to her. He only focuses on her appearance, thinks she looks horrible and can't go to school that way, and thinks that she didn't get any sleep, so it would be best if she went upstairs and put on some makeup. Maria is saddened that her father isn't even interested in her problems. She goes upstairs to the bathroom to brush her hair and put on some makeup. We see that her reflection is slightly out of sync. It truly is moving on its own. Maria doesn't notice anything wrong and just goes to school like always. Mark, the main boy who loves to bully Maria, is waiting for her near the school bus. He has a very creepy smile on his face, and Maria is scared of him. Suddenly, Lily arrives in a brand new car and gives Maria a ride. Lily likes to brag about her things to Maria, and they go pick up her boyfriend Sean. Maria has to sit in the back seat and watch their relationship unfold. When they get to school, Maria is still hanging out with Sean and Lily, but soon they run into Mark, the bully. He makes Maria fall down on the ground and starts to laugh at her in front of everyone. Sean steps in to help and gets into a heated argument with Mark. Maria notices how Sean protected her and likes it. After school, Maria returns home and she is very sad again. She starts to hear a voice and gets scared but goes to inspect it. Soon, she arrives in the bathroom and in front of the mirror is her reflection. And this time her reflection is talking to her and Maria is terrified. This reflection calls itself Aram, and she is of course identical to Maria in appearance but has a totally different personality. Maria talks to her, and the reflection explains that she is always here with Maria. She is in every reflection wherever she goes. Maria has so many questions about the origin of Aram, but she doesn't get her answers. And she just asks Maria what she wants, because Aram is certain that she can help make Maria happy. Aram is confident in herself, she is sultry and sadistic. All the things that Maria is not. Aram promises that she will help Maria and get revenge if something bad happens. Maria tells Aram that she is beautiful, but Aram tells her no, we are beautiful, and showing signs that she likes talking to her. The following day, Maria is much different. At breakfast, her parents notice immediately that she is much more positive and put together. Her father notices that she looks good, and he tells her that he is proud of her. Maria then announces to her parents that she is in fact going to the winter prom dance. Both of her parents are really happy with this news, and Maria has decided to put in the effort and socialize. In school, she goes to talk with Lily and Sean. Maria wants Lily to teach her how to ice skate, and both of her friends are amazed at how much she has changed. Maria is still very jealous of their relationship, and Aram notices this, and she spends a day with her father. She first arrives at his clinic and sees him do his work. Maria also notices that one of his lovers is in the office. After that is over, Maria and her father Dan go to see a movie. Their relationship is very strained, but Maria wants to try. After the movie, they run into Mark and his friends, and Mark tries to pretend like he and Maria are friends. Her father is embarrassed by Maria and it's an awkward situation. While driving home, Dan tells Maria that he wants to give her a birthday present very soon. That same night, Maria once again goes to talk with Aram. The next day, Maria gets even more horrible news. Her father's idea of a birthday present was giving Maria a plastic surgery so that she looks good now. Maria is absolutely heartbroken and runs out. After that, she speaks to Aram even more. Aram is very angry at everyone and wants to protect Maria at all costs. Talking with Aram makes Maria feel much better and more secure, but she also becomes more unstable. Soon, her mother notices that something is wrong with her daughter. She has been acting even more strangely than usual. Dan doesn't want to deal with Maria anymore, and just tells Amy to let it go. At school, Lily and Maria take skating lessons together. Maria isn't very good, and soon she falls and can't get up. Lily is a really bad person, so she makes fun of Maria and just leaves. Maria is then left totally alone on the ice. Aram is now even angrier at everyone around her. She tells Maria that she is special and deserving of love. But the worst thing happens when the prom dance arrives. Maria gets attacked and assaulted by her bully Mark. She is totally broken and afraid, feels totally alone, and once again goes to the bathroom to talk with Aram. This time she touches the mirror and switches places with Aram. Maria is now the one in the mirror, while Aram has control of her body. Amy in the meantime has a horrible nightmare about giving birth. Since Aram is now in control, things get really strange at school. Aram is confident and seductive. When Mark tries to bully her, Aram fights back and scares him. Aram then tries to help her mother, so she makes her meet up with one of Dan's lovers. And this is all Aram's plan to make her mother angry at her father. Maria doesn't like what she has done to her parents and wants her to stop. Aram demands that they all be punished for what they did to Maria. Aram decides to get revenge on Mark, so she breaks his leg after setting a trap for him. Soon after that, Aram teaches herself ice skating and then goes to practice with Lily. This time Aram embarrasses Lily and makes her fall. In the fall, Lily hits her head so hard and dies. That same night, Maria is totally angry and in a panic. She wants to switch back with Aram because what she is doing is beyond horrible. But Aram refuses and continues with her plan. After a few days, Aram and Sean start to party together. She is now a totally different person. She drinks and smokes. They spend time together at a motel and soon Sean gets a call. The police are calling him and they want both him and Maria to come to the station. She refuses to go and Sean tries to force her. She, in the heat of the moment, smacks him over the head with a bottle. By accident, Sean gets killed as well. Aram didn't mean for that to happen. And now both she and Maria are devastated. Amy has more dreams about giving birth. Then it gets revealed that Maria actually had a twin. And when this twin was born, Dan killed it because it was deformed. Amy was heartbroken and never forgot that. Aram goes to talk with Dan. He is still at his office and she demands answers. She asks him if he would care for her if she looked deformed or ugly. He can't answer that question, but after a while says that he couldn't have a deformed child. Then she kills Dan as well. She is furious at him, and now she has finally gotten her revenge. After the murder, Aram can't see Maria anymore, and she goes back home to her mother. It seems that now Maria and Aram share the same body, and their future is unknown. Thanks for watching, take care and see you in the next video.